Okay, today the chapter I still will be under the section 1. I'm using this question to show you how is the impact asset, liability, and capital, the effect on each other. Okay, first of all, before we can prepare the statement of financial position, what is the statement of financial position? Statement of financial position is a statement prepared by the business to show the asset, liability, and capital at a particular date. What is meant by at a particular date? So the meaning of at a particular date is that the meaning of at a particular date is trying to tell you is, let's say I'm saying that 31st October, I'm preparing my statement of financial position at 31st October 2014. It means that on this date only the data or the number only refer to 31st October. There's not for the 30th October, there's not for the 1st November, there's not for the 1st December. So that is meant by on a particular date. It means specific date. 就是说，当我做 statement of financial position 的时候，我写的是31号 October 2014，我这个日期，我所放的号码，我的 equipment， 我的 cash in hand， 我的 premises， 这些全部号码就是单是31号 October 的，其他天不算。Okay. In the list in here, we have equipment, cash in hand, premises, bank loan, inventory, delivery vehicle, trade receivable, bank overdraft, trade payable. First question, they say, A, calculate the total value of asset. First of all, we have to define 哪一个是 asset, 哪一个是 liability. So, for the A, the total value of asset, 我们有什么 ？In account 虽然它是没有说一定的 format， 有时候它给的，可是我们通常都是用 statement， 就是 listing format 去 present 我们的答案。First, you have what are the assets? You have equipment, okay, cash in hand, premises, inventory, delivery vehicle, and then trade receivable, and then that's all, no more. Okay, so 既然是这边，我们可以把它拉开，这边这我就比较有名。So here 90,000, next 4,000, next 300,000, and then next is inventory is 16,000, and then delivery vehicle 32,000, trade receivable 14,000. So based on the total here, we get 450,000. Okay, so this is for the answer A. They asked to calculate the value of asset. So we have to know which one is asset, which one is liability. So you need to practice more so that you get used to it. So second is the total value of liability. In this list, which one is the liability? Those the item I didn't put into the asset means should be the liability. So bank loan we have 60,000, and then bank overdraft, which is 8,000. Trade payable, okay, trade payable 20,000. So the subtotal, some of you may not understand a term for it. Okay, for example, trade receivable is quite confusing to some. This is actually in layman term is a customer. Whereas trade payable is supplier. Okay, just to take notes. Bank and bank overdraft are two different. Bank is an asset. If you have bank is an asset. But when you have bank overdraft means that the business use bank money to pay his supplier. So this is the liability, bank overdraft. If you don't have this bank overdraft, just bank will be the asset. So take notes. If without the word overdraft, is the asset bank. So based on these two we have done, they say use the accounting equation to calculate the business capital. So capital, what is the formula? Capital, as I say in the notes, asset minus liability. So which one is asset, which one is liability? Asset is in the A, which is 456,000. Okay, minus 90,000. So we get, let me count, 456 minus 90. So 300,066. Okay, so this is the capital. Now they ask to prepare the simple statement of financial position. If it's just a simple statement of financial position, you will have the situation like example for the D. We put the header. If you have the name, here this is Donnie. So we put the Donnie. After that, statement of financial position. At when? At 31st October 2014. If you just say simple, that means we don't need to differentiate much about the section, but we'll only take this all the item, take all these item, put into here. This is considered the asset. We don't need to categorize which one is non-current, which one is a current. This is what we have. We just need to put in everything because this is simple statement of financial position. Then after that, here we have the liability. So this is a liability and the amount. Okay. Because we need to present the capital count first. So I need to move down one more row. Okay, here, capital. There is no need to differentiate much the item. And this one, since it's only on top here, I have to move down the subtotal. So this one, I move it down. And this amount, I straight away put into here. So take note that in the exam, okay, in the exam is that if you have required to show the detail, the first column always is the detail of the information that you want to put in. Second column is the subtotal. But because this one is a simple statement of financial position, so I need to summarize the total in the second column. So the subtotal in here, this one, I get the total, which is 456. And my amount, accounting equation saying that this total these two total amount must be the same. So therefore, this will be the balancing figure to put into here. And to find the capital, we have to take this total minus the liability. So this is our capital. To find the capital using this format. OK， 来继续啊。OK， 这边 this capital is settled using the balancing figure into here. So it's the same what we have here. 当我们做的时候，刚才老师有解释到，假如是那个 question 叫你做 statement 就是这样的 format 的，直直下去的，它不是 T account 来的。OK， 假如是他要你写 detail， 好像这个老师，因为老师要写 liability 在这边，所以老师把这个第一个的 detail 全部放在 first column。第二个的老师放在这边 subtotal， 那因为这个老师要找它的 subtotal， 所以你可以either把这个放来这边，然后你 subtotal 放在这边，或者你直接把全部放在这边，因为它这个是从这边开始，所以老师把它放在 second column。So， 另外一个，他这边他叫我们说 prepare classified statement of financial position。Classified statement of financial position 就是说 based on the information in here, we have to differentiate statement of financial position. I just explained what is a statement of financial position a little bit more. When we prepare the statement of financial position, we have the 5 sections. Okay. The 5 sections that we have, 5 key sections. What we have, number 1, we must start from the non-current asset. Number 2, current asset. This is a sequence of the transaction that we need to prepare, or the statement to prepare. Next is your capital section. 4th is your non-current liability. 5 is your current liability. So this is a 5 section must be in sequence. Don't jumping up here and there. Follow exactly according to the section. That's when we say classified. And in the exam, 在考试，通常他都是叫我们 prepare 这个的。虽然他没有说，我们也要 prepare according to 这个 5 section. That is an important thing. So now we prepare the thing. Basically, all the other information is here. It's just that we need to change a little bit of the format. For example, the header, we put non-current asset. This is the header. Normally, header, we will underline it. In your exam, you just underline. What are the items in here? Asset considered non-current asset. This one, equipment. Asset used more than a year. So I just put in the remark here. Use more than a year. Just 1年. And then intend to use, not to sell. Okay, equipment, premises, and then delivery vehicle. So we put down the amounts. This is the first category, the non-current asset, delivery vehicle. Okay, so these 3 add as a subtotal. So we have the subtotal for the non-current asset, 422,000. The next section, current asset. So which one is your current asset? The balance of the asset is your current asset. For example, cash in hand, and then inventory, and then trade receivable. So these three items also put into the first column because we want to show the detail. Second column only put the subtotal. Subtotal is for you to know that each category equal to how much. So this is a subtotal that we have. Okay. Add these two categories, you get 456,000. This one, if you want to put here total asset, that is fine. If you didn't put also fine. That is about the total in here. You can leave it or you don't want to write. This one also can. Okay, next is that capital section. Because this question is straightforward, they don't have anything, and we already prepared for it. So this one is your capital. Straight away put into the second column because it's only one item. Next is the non-current liability. If you have only one, then you put non-current liability. The word put TY. If you have more, TIA, yes, plural and singular. So in here, the list bank loan is a non-current liability. But because it's only one item, I straight put into the second column. So take notes about the presentation. Okay, accounting format is rigid. Current liability. Our current liability, we have two, which is here, these two items is our current liability, which is used less than a year. Okay, intend to pay back within a year. So 30,000. So after that, we just need to add capital and the liability together to get the total. So you can put it here, total capital and liability. If you don't put it, also fine. So that is about the concept. Always remember our asset and the liability must be the total asset and the total capital and liability must be the same. That is under the accounting. So in the exam, if the question asks, what is accounting equation? Accounting equation is asset equal liability plus capital equal to, or you want to put asset equal capital plus liability also can. If you want to put capital equal to asset minus liability also can. So this is a mean by accounting equation. Always must be the same. Okay. Now this question, normally when I do the exercise, the next question is similar to the previous question. So I will expect the student will practice themselves and then try it out. Okay, so this is for the accounting equation. The next one. Okay. This number one question, they're talking about recording transaction using statement of financial position. Adam opened his business on 1st March 2014. His business first statement of financial position is shown below. Adam had this asset and capital. On the first few days that the business was operation, the following the transaction. Purchased equipment for 15,000 and paid by check. So from the transaction in here, they ask us to prepare an updated statement of financial position after each transaction. So first of all, we must see what is the impact on here. After few days of transaction, there is 1 week account only. So let's show what is the transaction about. So here is Adam. Statement of financial position. At when? Look at the date that you are recording. The last date is on 6 March 2014. So this is the date that we have. So what is the transaction that we have? The question didn't ask us to prepare classified or simple, but based on this, it sounds is a simple account. So we just list it down first. Vehicle, bank. Okay, next is capital. Okay. Based on the transaction in here, I put in the details beside here because I want to show the calculation in the exam. So in the exam, whatever calculation you do, try to show beside your detail. Your detail means that, like example, capital, asset, vehicle, all this is called detail. So we need to show what is the implication. Okay, move this one a bit down. Okay, what is the implication of the purchase equipment on the statement of financial position under accounting equation? Purchase equipment for 15,000 and pay by check. So from the account point of view, we buy the equipment. So equipment is our asset. Equipment, we buy the asset 15,000. And we pay by check. Pay by check means that bank giving out the money. So we have to minus 15,000. So this information complete. On the third, purchase furniture for 8,000 on credit. Furniture is the asset. Furniture is asset. So furniture receive 8,000. And on credit means that this amount we didn't pay immediately when we buy. 就是说我们买的时候，我们拿人家的 furniture 的时候，可是我们没有给钱。On credit 就是说 we didn't pay， 没有给钱的。So it means that we are owing somebody， 我们欠人家钱。So 欠人家钱就是一个 liability 来的。So 是一种 liability。So this liability we put as a trade payable. Okay, so 这个 trade payable 因为那个人是给的，给他，所以这个是8000，我们要放在这边。这个是我们欠人家8000块。之后 Number 4, March for borrow 15,000 from the bank. Bank loan 就是我们跟银行借钱，这个钱近15000 15,000. This 15,000 from who get this money from? From who? From the bank loan. So this bank loan is 15,000. Bank giving out, bank loan, bank giving out the money. So that's why bank loan in the credit. Next, this money will pay into the business bank account, means that we have to record into bank here. Next is 5. Adam withdrew a check for 3,000 for private use. The word private use we call drawing. So, but in here, the drawing, it will give impact to the capital. 当我们拿公司的钱，自己私人用的，我们的那个资金就会减少。这个 capital 就是我们的资金，我们的资金就会减少3,000 So bank, because bank giving out the money, so bank giving out, so 也会少3000. Next is that paid the trade payable 6,000 by check. So paid 就是用银行的钱去还 trade payable， 去还 supplier。这个 supplier 我们本来欠8000，现在还了6000，所以我们还欠钱。So 假如是跟这句子这样，这些全部是我们的 transaction。So 当我们已经写完了，这些我们可以 close bracket 的哈，因为没有在做什么了。我记得当你考试的时候，这些算式要写在你的旁边。我们算一算，看它的多少嘛。 Okay, vehicle 我们有第二 12,000 and here is 28,000 minus 15,000 plus 15,000 minus 3,000 minus 6,000. Okay, here is 15,000. Here is 8,000. So next, we add the subtotal first. So this is 54,000. So we want to check whether we are correct or wrong. Later we can check. So 40,000 minus 3,000. And then here left with the 2,000 because 8,000 minus. And this one is only one item. So which is this one is 15,000, the bank loan. Okay, so 15,000. So add these two. So we take these two add up. Okay. If we can get the amount same, it means that our account should be correct. Means our subtotal. If we can get this one equal to this one after we done all the plus or minus, we can get these two are the same, means our account for statement of financial position should be correct. There is a first check that you can do for your account. So far, here is balance. So means that this account is correct. So on the date of 6, after this few transactions, so the balance of each account you will see into here. Okay. So now next is we're using the accounting concept to settle debit to meet the accounting equation concept, asset equal capital plus liability concept to see what is the impact of the transaction. So here the first question, they say that owner withdrew check 4,000 for private use. So 4,000 private use means our asset reduced because bank reduce money. Capital, because this private use means drawing. Capital, our 资金，我们的资金也会少。可是 liability 没有改变，还是 10,000. So the next one, purchase new vehicle for 16,000. So 我把这个 transfer 来这边。Total asset capital total liability， 这是我们有的，然后这个是它的 amount。I will straight away show the impact on the number 2. Okay， 第二的 purchase new vehicle for 就是说 vehicle 是 asset receive. So this one, it will increase the asset. Okay, so this one increase the asset, and then on credit means that trade payable. Okay, trade payable is a liability. Liability giving up. So 这个 rule 就是跟我们说，我们这个 36,000 加 16,000, this is the 52, and this one no change. Our liability increase 16,000. So 这个两个 check 对不对？这个等于 OK， 你减这个减这个，你能拿到0就是对的。OK， number 3， purchase repay the 2,000 for a loan from the bank. Of a loan from the bank, repay 就是还钱，还钱 the fund were taken from the business, so means that bank money reduce. So bank is an asset. So at giving out, so reduce means giving out. And which account receive bank loan? Liability received. Okay, so when the bank giving out, that means asset will reduce by 2,000. Okay, and capital no change, but liability, because bank loan is a liability, bank loan received means that bank loan will reduce 2,000. So we test whether our accounting efficiency tally. Yes, it's tally. Yeah. Okay, question 4. Number 4, purchase some machinery and pay by check. So machinery, asset. Receive. Receive means that increase. But the problem is that the bank check means the check is also asset. And this asset is giving out. So one giving, one receive. At the end, you will get 50,000. You have to plus 7,000. After that, you have to minus 7,000. So there is no impact change on it. So the next one. Okay. Next is that question 5. Pay trade payable 5,000 by check. So we will trade payable is a liability. Liability is receiving. And then bank, because check is a bank account. Bank is giving out. Bank is a asset. So asset giving out. So in this case, 50,000 minus 5,000. So we get 45,000. Capital, no change. And then here we have to reduce because trade payable liability received is a reduce. So we take 24,000 minus 5,000. So here we still get back the balance. So the next one, 6. So means so some equipment will receive a check. That means equipment is an asset. Is giving out. Okay, and bank receive check. Bank is account. Check is referred to the bank. So this one is receiving. So one receive, one giving out, both also under the asset because bank is an asset. So this one 45,000 plus 3,000 minus 3,000. So we get same amount. There is no change of it. So eventually, end of the the last one section, the balance of the asset, liability, capital, and liability. Okay, we will do it, stop in here. So each recording, each chapter, I'll try to record 2 to 3